This ni kweli. Since nilikuwa young, nimekuwa na run fast nje na pia class nilikuwa mnoma. Naweza sema nilikuwa fast pia class. Niliwork hard nikajipata University of Nairobi kufanya chemistry. Athletics traveling ni more. So niliamua kuiweka on hold kiasi. Kukimbia 100 meters hii Kenya ni challenge. Watu wengi sana wana believe kwa middle na long distance. My dad ndo alinibaya my first ever spikes.
Wakati alipata hizo kits, akaanza kwenda kwa hizo meets na uzuri alikuwa anashinda.
Got to train hapo Nyayo, and then all of a sudden my back ika snap. So we went to this doc hapo Tao and she gave me a prescription. Hiyo painkiller by the way haikunisaidia at any point kwa championship. I felt even weaker. Nilikuwa banned for 14 months after the whole story imeisha. Nimekuwa nikihauntiwa na hiyo ban nilipea. Imekuwa hard but strong mentality, positive vibe. Nilikuwa na train thrice a day because I wanted now to come back stronger. I trained, nilitrain majamaa, nilipiga tizi. Race yangu ya kwanza after nimetoka ban, nilitoka hapa Kenya nikijua nenda for something good because nilikuwa nimetrain hard na ilikuwa my first international event. Kwa hivi race watu wakutambui because wanaona Kenya sasa wakimbiaji. Mimi nani nimefika hapo nikavunja record kwa semifinals 10.01. 10.01 is a qualification ya Olympics. No Kenyan has ever reached that stage kwa athletics. Mimi ndo kwanza.
Wadi ni mse mfiti sana. Ni mse ana put family first.
Kama baba Ferdinand, I feel proud. I always encourage him to do better and better because he has that talent.
Nataka ku appreciate kila mse mwenye amesoma na mimi since I started this journey. Kila mse anataka kuona tu mse akikimbia. One thing naweza promise ourselves ni sitawahi give up. Na nitawaletea a lot of medals huko mbele and nitawa make very proud. Mimi naitwa Manyala. 100 meters itakuwa na wazito wa USA, Jamaica na huyo kijana no mtaani.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ICPD 25 right here in Nairobi, Kenya.
live from Galana Plaza, 9 clicks from the city center. This is the home of Homeboys TV. And as always, what we normally do is bring you the best sporting events. And just again, we're doing the same. My name is Boshak Odur.
And my name is Zahum Omar, man, and I'm excited to be here, bro. Listen, it's the final 8. It's the final 8.
We are talking about the Odibets
160.
National FIFA 21 League, which is taking place today.
My goodness, out of 160 gamers that took part in this. From time, by the way, this has been here for 7 months. And yeah, man, we're right now down to the final 8. It's going to be a scintillating tournament. Remember, there's a 200,000 pool prize. 200,000 Kenyan shillings there to be won. The first and the best will earn 100,000 shillings and get to go to the global series for the FIFA 21 in South Africa.
Wow. You know, one of the greatest things that has happened is that, as you've heard, we had a total of 160 participants, broke them down to 64 participants, came down to 25, and now we are at the quarters. Who is going to be the victory or the victor today?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a hard task if you're going to ask me to answer that right now, to be honest. But let's just go through some of the participants.
Okay.
And we have a bunch of interesting contestants.
Pretty much.
Let's just go with Leon Mwaura first, who's going to take on Charles Njeru. Mwaura there on your left, and Charles Njeru is on your right. And then in the second quarterfinal, Gregory Murigi is going to take on Anthony Maina. Bill Harvey will take on Richard Okeo, and Peter Mumu will take on Abdirazak. Now listen, guys, we're going to go through all of these guys. We're going to make sure you understand who these contestants are.
Absolutely.
And before we get into it, talk to me a little bit about Leon Moura.
Well, the fantastic thing about Leon is that he started his gaming in 2019, and his first tournament actually happened in Embakasi. The greatest part about him is that on this one, he was actually knocked out, but he actually made it all the way to the semis. But now the turning point came when he took place in a match in Parklands, and he was number 3 and became the youngest gamer in Kenya at
Wow.
the age of 19.
And currently, he's one of the youngest here as well, if I'm not mistaken. Like only 20, obviously that's how it works. And his performance has been very interesting over the qualifiers.
Absolutely. One of the great things is that, you know, when he began the first time, he won 3 games, lost 1. On the second poll, he won 5, lost 2.
Wow.
And finally, on the last one, he won 3.
All right, so initially started off with a loss and 3 wins, which is
Right.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Lost 2 in the second round, but then he actually made sure he didn't lose any games in the third round. Now, his contestant, by the way, is his own teammate from their esports team called Horizon Esports, and that's Charles Njeru. Now, Charles Njeru is a bit more experienced in the gaming scene, rather, especially in the pro scene. He started... well, I mean, he did start in 2019, but he's been playing FIFA. He's a bit older than him. He's currently 26. So it's going to be interesting to see how they take each other on. I mean, Charles Njeru is older. I wonder if that experience is going to count for when they play against each other, or are they going to try and surprise each other with some new tactics? It's going to be very interesting.
I guess because also, again, at the same time, these two guys are in the same team, and they've played together. They're
all the
friends.
time, training.
Do you think, by the way, one of the questions that I had was, does it really make a difference between having a PlayStation 4 in terms of performance-wise? Is it a big deal?
I mean, at the highest level, I don't think it should matter. You know, pros play competitively all the time. You're always testing yourself against better opposition. So, no, I don't think that should be an excuse at any point. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, I think, you know, Charles Njeru has been very, very strong in the qualifying rounds. In round 1, he won all 4 of his first games. In round 2, he won 5 and drew 2, lost none. And then in round 3, he won 3 and lost 1, which makes him the player with the fewest losses within the qualifying rounds. That means he's very tough to beat.
Next, Gregory Murigi, Anthony Maina. What do you think?
I mean, just having a look at Anthony Maina, let me tell you, bro. Anthony Maina right there on your screen. He is on the right, and Gregory Murigi on your left. Now, let me tell you, Anthony, by the way, I've seen him all over IG and social media, winning so many different trophies and just holding a bunch of checks, you know, 100,000, 50,000, a bunch of PlayStation 4s. He makes good money out of this. I mean, he's a fantastic gamer, but I mean, look at his picture, and in his bio, it's very true to his picture. Just a lad who is always smiling. Let me tell you, he's one of the most experienced players, and in comparison to Gregory Murigi, way more experience within the gaming scene. Tell me more about Gregory.
Gregory, well, this is his second year as a professional gamer. He started gaming professionally on FIFA 20. And it's going to be quite an interesting matchup between him and Anthony Maina. Though I'm putting my money a lot in Anthony Maina, is a bit worrying there. I think he's a great gamer, and we should be able to see some quite interesting action.
Well, I mean, his esports team is called Masters of Mayhem. Let's see if he's going to cause any havoc today as well. All right, so let's have a look at the next
That's Bill
round.
Harvey.
Right. Talk to me about Bill.
Well, Bill Harvey, he's won a few esports tournaments. He's a young student at JQuad. And, well, it's going to be pretty interesting to actually see how he actually performs, how he looks. And get teaming up against somebody like Richard Okeo. My goodness. I wonder what is going to happen next.
Yeah, so just having a look at Richard Okeo, he won his 3 games and lost one in the first qualifying round, rather. In the second one, he won 4, drew 1, and lost 2, so maybe stumbled a little bit there. But then he came back and had a better performance within the third round, winning 4, losing only 1. Now listen, Richard Okeo, rather, he doesn't necessarily doesn't have any current esports team. He's not registered, but he's made it this far. So it makes him a little bit of a wild card if you think about it. I mean, a lot of these guys have signed up to esports team. They get to train with other esports professionals. He might not have that benefit to him as well. So, yeah, man, I mean, he's finished quite high. I don't see any registered wins within some of these tournaments, but I just think he's going to be one of those wild cards. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get with him. Let's see how it goes.
All right, here's somebody else who I think you had a personal tete-a-tete with, Peter Momo and Abdulrazak Mokhtar.
Yes, sir. Now, let me tell you about Peter Momo, man. Peter Momo, he wins things, man. This guy, he's been winning PS4s. He's been winning money ever since 2016. And he's a tough challenger, bro. The thing is, he is not only talented, he is well-versed. He is also the second member and the second contestant that is part of the esports team Masters of Mayhem, along with Anthony Maina. So you can see the guys who are registered with Masters of Mayhem are quite experienced, and they've won many trophies. So yeah, I expect nothing less. I expect a very strong showing from this young man. He's still quite young, you know, 26, 27. So it's going to be interesting to see how Abdulrazak is going to fare against one of the strongest contenders.
Aspiring FIFA player who's previously won 1 virtual game tournament and hoping for a second win this weekend.
Right. Now, when you look at his performance, Abdulrazak, I mean, he's very similar to some of the other contestants. You know, 1-3, lost 1. How do you fare in the second and third rounds?
Looking at the second round, this is down from 64 players. He actually won 6, lost 1. And on the last one, he won 3 and lost 1.
Interesting. Now, I mean, I think it's very similar as well from Peter Momo. He won 3, lost 1 in the first round. He won 5, drew 1, and lost 1 in the second. And then strong showing in the third, winning all 3. So, yeah, man, there's a very healthy mix of, so there's a very healthy mix of experienced players and some inexperienced players. So let's see how it goes out.
Well, let's get into the nitty-gritty of it. Leon Maura and Charles Njero facing it off. What is going to happen? And you're going to catch it all live right here on Homeboys TV. Remember, the first winner will win 100,000 shillings. Second person will win 50,000. Third person 30. and the fourth place will get 20,000. That's a total of 200,000 courtesy of ODBets.
And remember, our hashtags are at Homeboys League on Twitter and IG, Pro League on IG, and at Homeboys National Esports League on Facebook. The hashtag is Cheza Kamawewe, so don't forget, Cheza Kamawewe.
Leon Mora, Charles Njeru. Whatever is going to happen between these two guys, it's going to be one of the greatest games we're going to see this weekend. So it is a big question. Who are they going to choose? How is their lineup going to look?
All right, so let's have a look at who being Leon Moro. That's the team on the left there. That's in the PSG kit. And then you've got Charles Njeru, obviously, in the other side bar. And that's in the red kit. So let's see how it works out. I mean, obviously, so Charles Njeru, it's a very interesting lineup. Let's see how Leon Moru's style is all about. He's definitely decided to go with Sanchez and Neymar, or is that Mbappe up top? And they have some extra players I can see. This is, by the way, the FIFA Ultimate Team game mode, which means they have extra players. As you can see, Leon Mora has Ruud Gullit in his midfield. Ooh, great piece of skill there. And a little bit of a problem there for Leon Mora, but he manages to get the ball out safe.
Okay, playing a bit of a defensive game there, moving it up onto the other side of the field. Of course, Charles Njeru is the one playing from the left to the right of your screen, and Leon Mora playing from the right to the left side of your screen.
Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Leon Mora has Ronaldo, El Fenomeno, that's R9, Brazilian Ronaldo, on his left wing. What a scary front three that is. You get to see a really healthy mixture of classic and legendary players with some of the more modern players. Obviously, you can see in the back four, Leon has Sergio Ramos, and he's got a lot of space here on the right-hand side. He chooses to go down the middle, mix it up a little bit, taking his time, really. I felt like he had a chance to really push on there and run into that space, but he's a patient player, and maybe you wouldn't associate that with such a young player.
Well, I think right now they're pretty much still testing themselves, testing each other.
What are they testing? They
Nothing great has just...
They played each other all the time.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Maybe we're just going to be able to see something fantastic to happen so far, but now 15 minutes into the game, it's still 0-0 on both guys. That's Charles Njeru playing Leon Mora.
Oh my goodness, have you noticed? Charles Njeru has Pele.
Really?
He's got Pele in his team.
Well, this should be pretty much interesting then.
My
Fantastic face-off happening right here live on Audi TV and live on Homeboys TV as well. You are catching it. This is the quarterfinals. What will happen? One person will walk away with this 100,000, and the game has already begun. So far, we're seeing pretty much 50-50, I would say, on possession from both sides of Leon and Charles Njeru. Well, there.
Good football right there by Charles, and Leon is quite solid in that box of his. He's been quite dominant. Managed to get the ball away, and he's playing it out the back again very comfortably, playing down that left channel. And now Sanchez, Hugo Sanchez, that's a Real Madrid legend, down the middle, passes it to El Fenomeno Ronaldo. Hugo Sanchez has it outside the box. Let's see what he can do. Great turn there. And Neymar Jr. And there it is.
There it is.
Leon Moura with the first goal of the tournament. And amongst legends and current modern day stars, Neymar comes up with the goal.
Absolutely amazing. You can see the way he made sure that the ball was passed on to Neymar. And of course, Neymar doing nothing but what he does well.
Now you can see that goal has definitely released some of the pressure from Leon Mora. He celebrated that goal quite intensively. And, obviously the stakes are high. The pressure is up right now. But let's see how Charles reacts. Remember, he's one of the more experienced players, and he's certainly the more experienced Horizon Esports team player within this game. So it's going to be interesting to see how he reacts. Wow, Ronaldo wins the ball, and he might be in a very dangerous situation. Leon making ground down this right-hand side with a bit of skill there, a bit of flashiness. Always love to see that.
Martin Lorenzo, Gullit has it now. Messi, Gullit
Oh my
back
days,
again.
yes, Messi.
Wow.
Oh my days. Now, that's Hugo Sanchez down the wing. Great
Neighbours
skill
got
there
it.
and a great
Whoa,
save.
That is a great save.
Who is that? That's Jan Oblak, by
Wow.
the way. Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid, highly rated in FIFA. Fantastic keeper to have in your team. He has the ball outside the box. He's going to try and make space for that curler shot, I'm sure.
Well, playing with Messi, back to Sanchez.
Taking his time, very patient, huh?
Still trying to break that defense.
Right. No,
Yeah.
this is great. I mean, I expected a lot more urgency from Leon, but he's taking his time. He's trying to keep the ball, find the right angle. He probably has the right set of plays. You know, he needs the right triggers for the right phases of play. You know, he's probably choreographed it a number of times, again and again and again, and he's just looking for that opening to do it again and maybe create that clear goal-scoring opportunity. But free kick there given, advantage almost played, and I thought it would have gone to Charles.
Neymar taking that
Free
shot,
kick on
but
target.
the goalkeeper is definitely still on it. That's Oblak. What will happen next? Now we're still seeing Mauro, Charles Gerald trying really hard to keep on moving. Ball now in the center.
Great through
And
ball.
now
you've
it
got
is
Pele
Charles
versus
moving it
Ramos.
in.
A battle of the ages. Acuna on it.
Will he
He
break
could have
over?
shot. He's decided to pass it. A bit more patient as well from these Horizon Esports team. Very patient.
I think now looking at the way Leon right now is playing is kind of really fantastic play coming out from him. So we're just going to be able to see much more coming in from him. And maybe, you know, some of the things that he did when he was at the Parklands Horizon grounds.
Well, he's through
I
on
think
goal
he's
now.
going-
Ronaldo's with a bit of skill, but Varane manages to intercept it, and Charles would have had his heart in his mouth right there. All right, so let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. He's on the counter now. Pele's down the left side. Great touch and a
And
goal.
it's goal.
1v1. The
Whoa.
greatest striker ever.
Whoa.
Back into the game. Leon Moura is going to be very annoyed by that goal.
Well, now we are going to see what is going to happen next. This is now getting much more interesting as we move into the breakdown.
Ronaldo has the old 2002 World Cup hairstyle. Did you notice it?
That has happened there between Charles Geru and Leon Moura. It is total neck to neck, head to head. These guys are moving it on to the next
You know,
level.
what's really interesting is that there's a difference between the two players. You have Leon Moura, quite young, hasn't played in as many tournaments, but then you have Charles